we all have a different struggle. So when it comes to sin or whatever it is, like, we can preach like, oh, you got to safeguard against it and ask God's help. Well, I'm sure there's going to be sin that I'm going to mess up and do in the future, like in certain areas or whatever. It's going to come up. When it comes up, ask for forgiveness. What are steps that we can take? God, help me to not go back to that. But there's like got to be a couple that you know for a fact this is your weak spot. Like, this is your, like, sin area number one. And, like, at some point, like Pastor Steve said, drawing a line in the sand, like, I absolutely cannot use drugs or alcohol of any kind. It's no, all shucks, I messed up, you know, whatever it is. Like, there's no room for error because I know what it did to me every other time. And that's the reason I can say, you know, I got almost 12 years clean and sober coming up. And that's why it's going to continue that, because I have to protect against that in that area through God's help, through other people, you know. So whatever it is out there, whatever issue that you find or that sin area that crops up in your life, what's the one or two things that you know, like, this is it? And if it's like, oh, I talk to other... What is up, YouTube family? We are back with another edition of our High on Jesus podcast, number 20. Can you believe it already? You are here just in time with Justin Hallis.
And Austyn with a Y.
It's awesome to see you guys. I don't know if I think I'm still in a state of shock from our last episode.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it, go back to last week's. My wife was on for round 2. It was definitely interesting.
Have you recovered from it?
I don't know.
I think she left everybody with a lot of questions because she started a couple of stories and then was like,
that's what she does.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, she's good at that one. Or the stories are like epic and she makes them like two-liners. Oh, yeah. But I love my wife. Yeah. Good people. We do a little bit of that for shock value, too.
Yes. I don't know.
She does. She's just a rolling shock value on wheels.
Yes.
But
that's my sponsor.
It's never a dull moment, that's for sure.
Yeah. And we did forget to share that Bonnie got her 12 years.
Yes.
At the end of August.
Yeah.
And then I had my 2 years. So I was telling her about my 2 years coming up, and she immediately mentions me back a few minutes later and was like, wait, I have 12 years the day after you. So
it's awesome.
Yep.
Huge accomplishments.
Oh, it's huge.
Good job. I'm proud of you. Congratulations.
Couldn't have done it without a lot of you, so that's for sure.
Amen. So we're going to talk about redeeming the time today. It was right on time with a devotional the day that we were preparing this, so we thought we're going to talk about that. And today it's September 8th, already in the third quarter, basically.
I saw somebody post like X amount of days till Christmas, and I was like, I hate you right now.
I guess we're in the last third. Last third. September, October, November, December, man. Crazy.
The gala's coming.
Yes.
Well, we're like 10 weeks out now.
At this point, not that. At this point, it's going to be like 4 weeks. No, like 4 weeks. No, you're right. My bad.
So 2 months.
Yeah. I'm messing it up. I'm rushing Christmas too.
I'm like, wait a minute.
October and November. My fault. You're like, man, we got work to do. We're way behind.
Boots on the ground. Let's go. Yes.
8 to 9 weeks probably.
Yes. So if you're watching this and you feel led, we're still looking at sponsorships.
Absolutely.
We've got anywhere from $250, which can help a single client, with a roof over their head and a cell phone, up till, $1,000. We've got $100 a month sponsorships for local businesses, and we've even got some ones for $5,000. The ambassador. So if you have a
huge package, you get advertising perks, tickets to our gala, a lot of nice stuff on there, and you're a public sponsor of a great organization too. So
and we still need some in-kind donations.
Absolutely.
We're building some awesome baskets, overnight
Silent
stays.
auction's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, overnight stays on the beach.
Woo!
Some foursomes for golf, hopefully.
There you go.
So
that's nice.
You'll have to show up to find out what we really have.
Some autographed sports memorabilia. Good stuff.
Some purses for the ladies.
There you go. We got some stuff for the ladies.
Yes.
It'll be nice. We'll be bringing you details about that coming soon.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything crazy going on, or it's just, I know it's been a season for all of us.
It has.
Go.
I feel like, everything was kind of chaotic with work, and I was kind of bringing it home with me. And so then I was like, well, the reason my work's chaotic is because my home life is chaotic. And, but once I just sat down and actually made a list of like what was frustrating me. Like, it was because I was splitting myself into 7 things, and you even called me on it. You were like, they told us this at the GLS. You know, when we get so busy and trying to multitask, we're never really following up and doing anything at 100%. We're doing things at 10%. 10 things at 10% doesn't make us 100%. So I feel like we got some better organization at home. Been picking up some little side jobs, you know, to make the ends meet at home. So, like, that's been helping. And kids have been doing the dishes and helping with things. So, but I, for a while, was thinking, why aren't people reading my minds? They know that I need help, but you have been the perfect example. It just takes, can you do this today for me? You know, and that's it. Not with any expectations on the end. I'll give you this. Just ask them for the help.
You have to lay it out step by step. These are the 3 or 4 things I'm asking you to do. My kids,
my life,
whatever it is. I had to have Layla's whole night. Need you to do the laundry that's in your room. Then you're gonna heat up the other laundry that's in your dryer. Fold that, and then it's homework, and then it's shower. 10-4,
but you know, in my brain,
she should know that.
Yes, but
you have to tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to ask.
I just had that acceptance thing is that I have to do that. So
yeah,
and all of my kids have dual households. So like, what's maybe the rules at Dad's are definitely not the ones at mine. So I have to remember that there's kind of like a retraining period, especially with Tristan when she comes back home from her dad's. But we're working through some of those things, getting back in the swing of things with school, and we love her. She loves her teacher. Good. And her teacher seems to be aware of the dad and mom, you know, so it's really welcoming for me to have a teacher that knows about blended families and all the toxicity, and she just kind of stays out of it. She just says, how are you today? What do you need from me? And I like that individual attention that she's been able to give Tristan. So
Good.
It's been great.
Yeah, all about consistency.
Yes.
That's all it is. You got kids about consistency.
Oh, yeah, we have basketball practice 4 nights a week.
Nice.
4 nights.
It's
high school. You reminded me. I was like, why? And you're like,
it's not rookie stuff anymore. Yeah, it's a whole different league now.
They got weightlifting every day. I mean, Coral's even doing it. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, cool. We'll have to check out some games again. Scream at some refs. Get loud.
I know you're like, this is great. Just don't sit in bubble gum again.
Yes, that was not good. So we got the shoe news release. A lot of people.
Like
you like these?
I do actually like these.
A lot of people are excited for these. So this is the Jordan 5, and this is the fire red with the black tongue. So there's only 4 Jordan 5s that released that are the OG colorways that Mike wore on court once upon a time. And the other ones, when they re-released them, that's why it's called a retro, they came with the Jumpman on it.
Gotcha.
This has the Nike Air branding on the back, exactly like they dropped the original time. So this is the first time that they've ever retroed this shoe exactly true to form, like it once dropped.
So do you have the OG?
No, because those are like, I had to do the math right there. I should have known. 88. Those were probably like 1990 when the shoes originally came out. So if you got those, they're probably close to crumbling unless you took really, really good care of them. But this is the first time it's coming out with the Nike Air branding, 23 on the side, true to OG form. So yeah, a bunch of people.
And that's got like the baby blue on the bottom, right? Too.
So it's kind of like the iced. It's like a clear outsole, and it's like ice a little bit. But yeah, it does have like a blue hue to it. So. Yeah, it does have like a blue hue to it. But that's that like clear outsole that they put on there. Yeah, so those are that will complete the OGs, and that's a go. Oh yeah. So that's coming out Saturday the 13th.
So your Saturdays are like booked with...
I just set the alarm and just press the button. Some of them I know how to get them. I know if they'll resell for more and try to stock up on them. But if
size
not...
12s.
Yeah, exactly. Best size to get.
And then I know these are some of your favorites that you're wearing today.
Absolutely. But Jordan 1 Low OG Obsidian. So... Tell me it's not a perfect match
I
of that.
know.
It was made for
It
this.
definitely is. Definitely is.
So I actually had to share this with you. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of made the shirt on purpose to match this particular shoe. And I want us to do this. I seen this like Christian apparel website, and they're making all this Christian apparel, and it matches each Jordan drop like perfectly. We need to get on that, man.
Oh.
Yeah, there's some. I was meaning to send you the website, but we haven't had a chance to speak about anything besides work for a minute. So,
and if we are together and Bonnie's there, we can't talk about work.
Yes. So, so I'm gonna send that to you, but that would be cool, man.
That would.
Yeah, just a Christian line of apparel
Just
to
get
match
20
your
of these
shoes.
shirts, drop them, and okay.
Guys, just want to let you know we have our High on Jesus merch available on our website, highonjesus.org. You go on there, guys. We got shirts, hats, beanies, hoodies. You could show people, hey, I'm all about this lifestyle. Go on our website, order the merch. We appreciate your support. Pink Line, you like this one?
Yes,
you helped
I
me
did.
create it. You
Yes.
actually created this
I
one
did.
all yourself. Actually,
I'm
this is
gonna wear
Austin's
mine.
work right here.
I'm gonna wear mine tomorrow because I
Shout
got
out to Austyn.
the print on the back.
Yes, you got a special.
Yeah,
special
I like
deal.
the pocket with it on the back. So,
Nice.
yeah, I can't wait.
Good deal.
Yes.
Well, cool. You got some. So again, we could have gone with any number of different news articles,
Oh gosh.
but
Yes.
this one, like we talked earlier, somebody's mad about this
Somebody's
one.
big mad. Yes.
What
so
happened?
it says the Coast Guard shows off the largest drug offload in agency's history, valued at nearly $500 million.
That's crazy, man. Do you
It's
see how
just
many like kilos of cocaine is on this ship?
So it says there's a total of almost 77,000 pounds of illegal narcotics.
That is insane, man.
So imagine that 77,000 pounds gets here, and then it's cut. Like, imagine what that math creates.
It mentioned about that it could like kill the whole state of Florida.
Yeah,
like,
it says
literally that much.
23 million potentially lethal doses. Think about that for a moment. Enough cocaine to kill everyone in Florida.
And that was coming straight into Florida, and the Coast Guard must have intercepted it on the way here.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely put this picture
Yeah,
on so
that
you can
is-
see it.
That's a lot of cocaine.
It's like a whole ship. Like, it's yeah. So it's a bad day. I mean, it's a good day for us. It's a bad day for somebody else. Yeah.
Someone in the cartel is not somebody got killed. It's probably bad to laugh over, but $500 million worth of coke. Jeez, man. Well, shout out to the Coast Guard for patrolling the waters, keeping us as safe as possible over here. It takes everybody, man. It takes the police. It takes federal level. It takes armed forces.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to have our military involved to be able to stop this stuff. Crazy.
Yes.
Unreal. Well, so our comment crawl again. We're out of people making fun of me, which is, I guess, a good thing. But had some couple longer ones here, but I thought they were really good. So this is S. Oregon. I guess it's your family member.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
my
them.
family. It's my cousin Susan.
Okay, so Susan said, Austyn, I'm sitting here listening, and all of a sudden I hear my name. I'm like, wait, what? I just love you, and I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of the courage it took to choose sobriety and how you're using your story to help others. Your walk with Jesus is so inspiring, and it's amazing to see how he's using you to shine light and bring hope. Keep walking in that purpose. I'm cheering you on always.
I know. Alcoholism kind of ran in our family from generations and upon generations. Since, we actually shared another one of her comments, and that's what she was listening to.
Yeah, she heard her name. Yeah.
It's just reopened. I mean, because I moved down here in 2002, so that's my dad's side of the family.
Okay.
So we've kind of been disconnected, so it's almost been like a healing thing for me to just come out with, my clean time and admit kind of things, like, which I was scared to do because when I messed up before and went back out after 4.5 years, I didn't really want to like put it all up front because like, am I serious this time? Like, what happens when people, cry wolf or whatever?
Yeah.
So this time I knew that I was serious, and I've put it on my sleeve, and I'm out there, and it's just been healing for my family, for friends, in back in Mississippi as well. We're about to come up on our 25th 5-year class reunion at the end of September. And it's only going to be a weekend.
You're telling on yourself on that one.
I don't know.
25th anniversary
yes.
high school reunion, man.
I know,
yeah,
and we've never done
mine's
it.
Coming soon in a few years. Anyways.
Well, we haven't ever had one. So
no?
yeah, so we're it's just gonna be a weekend thing, and I'll be going home at the end of the month for it.
That's
so
cool.
I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but
yeah, they're cool. They're kind of weird a little bit,
well,
but
I'm glad it's just like
cool.
a weekend, quick bam bam thing, you know.
Yeah, I would have your strategy because, of course, everybody's drinking at ours at least. So
ours is actually at a softball complex.
Okay,
so it's going to be a lot of outdoor fun for the family, and so it's not going to be like that big, all night event. So I'm really looking.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah,
there's Boondocks, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Softball complex.
Plenty of parking. Yeah, so it'll be fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what everybody's been up to.
Yeah, well, that's nice. You got your family has your back, and they see the difference in you.
Yes.
And I guess you brought it up. So, do you hesitate sometimes, or do you think people are still just kind of sideline watching you like, oh, she made it 4.5 years last time. Let's see how long she makes it this time.
I know for a fact that, I'll be transparent. Tristan's dad is like just waiting for the cuss to come back out, but I gotta tell him it ain't gonna happen. Not on my watch, But it's different for me this time, and I used to hear people say that. Well, this time was different, and I'm like, what do you mean? We all mess up again, but when you make that inward decision and then your actions speak for you instead of you having to tell everybody, when people see that reflection in you, and it is different. And now I live it every day. It's not just something I talk about doing.
Right. Honestly, I think what we do is like a bonus because you're constantly working. Like the meetings part of the, what the solution of that is like you see other people and it keeps it fresh. Like, hey, this is where I could be with a few wrong choices. Because the average person just goes out and works their normal job and doesn't really talk to anyone that has any type of issues like that. So they go to a meeting to remind themselves. We're like immersed in it every day where we're constantly talking to newcomers. We're constantly talking to people coming back off the street, whatever it is. So we have an ever-present reminder of where we could be if we made a few wrong choices here. And it's not going to happen. I protect against it with my life, and that's what I think all of us should do. Anyone that's in recovery, at Oasis, they had a little panel, the past, one of the Sundays a few weeks ago. And when I was up there, I said, like, we all have a different struggle. So when it comes to sin or whatever it is, like, we can preach like, oh, you got to safeguard against it and ask God's help. Well, I'm sure there's going to be sin that I'm going to mess up and do in the future, like in certain areas or whatever. It's going to come up. When it comes up, ask for forgiveness. What are steps that we can take? God help me to not go back to that. But there's like gotta be a couple that know for a fact this is your weak spot. Like this is your like sin area number one. And like at some point, like Pastor Steve said, drawing a line in the sand, like I absolutely cannot use drugs or alcohol of any kind. It's no, all shucks, I messed up, whatever it is. Like there's no room for error because I know what it did to me every other time. And that's the reason I can say, I got almost 12 years clean and sober coming up, and that's why it's going to continue that, because I have to protect against that in that area through God's help, through other people, through staying in recovery and staying plugged in. And so whatever it is out there, whatever issue that you find or that sin area that crops up in your life, what's the one or two things that like this is it? And if it's like, oh, I talk to other women because I see things, and shut the social media down, don't be messaging, shut your DMs down, whatever it is. Like when the things pop up and they try to get men on there, they come up in my social media and they hanging out or whatever it is, man, they got Lord help me, get that out of here. Don't even look at it. But whatever it is, we each got to safeguard against those like one or two areas. That's a huge problem for us. Well,
for me, I've been in the restaurant business for almost 30 years, and I kept holding on to a couple of shifts, and it's it's just drinking and doing drugs can be in any job, but the nightlife that comes with working in a restaurant, I finally in February was like, I'm going all in with Hand Up to Victory, and I had to make a decision, not because the restaurant I was at was bad or anything, but for me, I knew what people, places, and things led me to make bad choices last time. So that was a huge leap for me. And I've had financial struggles through it, and I've wanted to go back to the restaurant business, and I'll like almost do it, and there's this voice that's like, you know what you're doing. If you go back there, that temptation's going to be there. And then I'm like, nope, he's got me here for a reason. So I just keep, doing it, because I know what distractions and what things could be lurking, for me there. So I just choose not to.
Yeah, we got to know ourselves and know what to not be around.
I know what happened last time. First comes the O'Douls, because it ain't, and then the
I seen
Ultra.
A Heineken Zero now that they came out with on the commercials.
Every one of them has them. Even the import beers have them. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I always thought, like, why would I waste my time drinking a 0% alcohol beer?
No, but I actually used to like the taste of it.
I mean, I did,
especially
I did too,
ice cold.
I guess I just like, so to be real, like, I'm not drinking decaf coffee. Like, I like coffee. Do I like coffee with no caffeine? No. So it's like, I love beer.
Because you're only allotted so much caffeine. You can't have a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, I'm saying, but do I like beer with no alcohol? No. Like, it takes, that's the whole point of it. It tastes great because I'm getting drunk.
Yeah, there's a whole end result that I'm
Yeah.
seeking on the other side of that cup of coffee or the beer.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's a pass for me.
Awesome. So who else?
So next, Jay Riley. Always supporting us.
Oh, look, I got flamingo colors on for it.
He loved them flamingos. He had a real honest share I thought was good. He said, towards the end of my using days, my sister told me my mom would cry to her almost nightly, wondering if that night or the next day was the day she was going to get that dreaded phone call that I didn't survive another overdose. I thank God every day that he broke those chains of addiction. When I finally surrendered all of me to him, he's blessed me far beyond what I could have ever imagined. I'm so grateful for everything you guys are doing in our community. It's truly a blessing to have y'all in my life and to call you brothers and sisters in Christ. Keep up the amazing work. Love y'all. Thanks, James. We like some good feedback like that.
He shared a story, a couple of months back, and he was like, "I'm a terrible speaker," which he's phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, he did such a good job.
Just, I know you've had more time with him, lately, but he has always got that smile on his face.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's in this, like, where he's just asking all the questions, and
Absolutely.
it's just growing in leaps and bounds right now.
Yeah,
towards Christ.
He's one of, like, the most people that I've seen recently of just, like, on fire for the Bible and wanting to know more and dive into it. One of the guys started a men's Bible study. Me and him have been going to together. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
It's cool to see him.
Just curious.
Yeah, and then, like, the best part, so he was kind of, like, reading some of it, and then we would talk about it. But you know how busy that I am, all the time. So a couple times, like, when it, like, stalled a little bit, then he just kept on reading and was reading his own stuff and bringing it. I was like, bro, that's exactly what you should be doing. That's awesome, man. I'm proud of you.
Not sitting there waiting on Justin.
Exactly, because sometimes people get to that, oh, they said they're going to do it, and then they just stop. Like, no, like, it's good to have people to help you. And I was like, hey, when you get to a chapter that you find intriguing, tell me, let's talk about it again. But, like, you got to be that hunger on your own, man. You got to be willing to dive into it, and God will start revealing stuff to you the more you just open it up and read it. So I'm very proud of him for doing that.
And when he said that that his mom was just going to get that dreaded phone call, like, I can remember my mom saying the same thing. I'm sure your mom too. Maybe cry on Sunday. You were like thanking your mom, and but just, I'm so glad, and I can hear it every time I call my mom, or if I don't message her. Are you okay today? Like, she's still, I'm still at 2 years, but she worries if I don't message her at least once during the day to, like, check my temperature, because I don't know if it ever goes away as a mother, but I just love that they worry about us, when they don't know if we're okay or not. So now that my kids are 3 out of the 4 are teenagers and I don't hear from them, I am so my mother. I'm like, I need to get them all on 360. And I don't know if that's, appropriate.
Heck yeah, I put him on 360.
I got him on Snapchat so I can see the little person.
I think it just feels like everybody's different because Jaden's like me. Like, I don't hear from him for weeks sometimes. But we've been texting a lot more. So that's when I got to learn to speak there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the phone call, especially when it's someone you want to check in with and talk. But them kids like the text. So I was like, can't beat them, join them. So at least I communicate with them now almost daily once I switched to texting. Yeah, we did. So he went, he wanted this Tesla. We've been looking at a bunch of different ones. We found the one that he really, really liked. Very interesting experience from top to bottom.
I haven't heard about it.
Can't say that I would pick one up after this.
Okay, because you were kind of pro Tesla a little bit, right?
I mean, you could buy a Tesla. The whole thing can be done without talking to a soul. You literally buy the car online, you press, the button and use your credit card or Apple Pay to like pay the initial fee to like hold it and for them to get it to the closest possible transport place to you. And you're basically buying a pre-owned, well, the new ones both do, but if you've got a pre-owned one, you're buying it sight unseen. They have pictures. I can tell from
your shoes collection, you're not buying anything.
No, they have pictures, but I mean, as well as I do, I could remember like Jaden's Lexus that we sold, it looks like a brand new car from the picture, but of course, if you get up on it, there's a bunch of stuff on it.
with AI and everything else you have today.
It's just, a picture don't do it justice. I know from buying and selling things, even shoes. If we take a picture of a shoe far away, it looks brand new, but it's not when you get it in hand. So I mean,
you smell it.
Yeah. It was just weird. Let's just put it that way. And of course, when we got there, we saw some stuff and I'm like, hey, what's this? What's that? So apparently he said you can reserve the right to say, no, that's not what you said it is, but you lose your deposit. And I'm like, how would you? And he was like, well, you can call up and sometimes they make special cases out. In my head, I was like, they'd be making a special case for us if we didn't get that. No, so we did. So we talked. There was some, a couple of things we saw. We talked it out with them. Everything was good. Just like little cosmetic things. The inside, I will say, was dang near perfect. It seemed like there was like, I would guess the person had a dirt road wherever that it was. And I don't think that they detailed it good enough. So I love it. I love you, Elon, but I'm going to call you out here a little bit. Them guys need to tighten up that detail job. So I even said, I'm like, lick it with my finger and it's dirty. And I'm like, this is what it's not detailed? Like,
you're going to take it to your shop, right?
But I'll just be real. And I'd straight up ask the guy, he's like, I get the brunt of it because I'm like I'm the first person that they come into contact with. These things sell like hotcakes. They had 18 cars that they were delivering in just the St. Pete one alone. I said, I'm not going to lie. I almost feel like there's an air of like, if you don't want it, the next person will come and he's like, they sell themselves, man. And people are just buying them by the truckloads. It's a cool car. Have you seen this full? I guess we'll talk about that for a second. Have you seen the full self-driving mode?
No, you told me about it.
This thing,
this is perfect for you.
If you don't know what these Teslas can do, so apparently, now it's extra. They're in the newer ones already, like preloaded. It has the capability, but you got to subscribe to it. So for $100 a month, this thing will go into full self-driving mode. I could be in my garage. I can put your address into it, press a button, and sit back and not touch a pedal, not touch the steering wheel. It will back me out of the driveway, drive me all the way to your house until I pull up in the driveway.
So
without touching any, it knows when the lights turn greens. It knows when to yield. It knows when to go. I watched it go through a turnabout.
When Peter's on his bicycle about to run out in front of you.
You see on the computer, there's you see the traffic that you almost can't see with your eyes, and it's already on the screen there. Supposedly, they're one of the safest cars out there, like all the cameras and everything. So I want to take a minute here and give a huge shout out to our business sponsors, Automatic Bail Bonds. We bail your tail out of jail with a quickness. A big shout out to them for being a huge supporter of what we do here. If you, your loved one, anyone, we don't wish it on you, but if someone you know does go to jail, Autumn and her team, they actually care about the people that they help to bail out. So please use them. They're a huge asset in this community. Journey to Greatness Sober Living Homes. Prepare preparing you for your new journey of life and beyond. They have a multiple men's and women's homes in Manatee County. And so if you're looking for a sober living house, or maybe your loved one, someone that you know, get in contact with them. All the links are below in our comments, guys. Also, Florida Elite Monitoring. They do ankle monitors and also alcohol level tracking with confidence. So maybe they're court-ordered to get an ankle monitor, or maybe they voluntarily want to be able to show the judge, hey, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing anything like that. They have all kinds of neat ways that they can help you out with some things. And then Dump Dynasty. You give them a call, they will pull up the trailer to your house. You can clean out your garage, remodel, whatever it is, fill that dumpster up, and then they take it away for you. No hassle on your end. So those are 4 different business sponsors and just businesses in the community that care and they want to make a difference. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was like, this has got to be an alcoholic's dream come true. I mean, why wouldn't you have that? So you can get annihilated drunk and just press a button and sit back in that thing, and it'll just take you to where you want to go, and it's going to drive the speed limit. And yeah, you can set it to go like 10% over the speed limit or no % over the speed limit. It'll drive you like a little grandma all the way to your place. And
does it say
no
cop behind you, cop behind you, cop behind you?
And then I could see it now. The cop pulls you over, and it wasn't me driving. It was a car. Wild that we live in 2025 where this car drives itself.
I mean, that kind of stuff used to be on cartoons way back in the day.
Yeah, it is real. Now I think it's like super cautious, so you might be sitting at intersections a little longer because it's going to wait till the coast is completely clear.
It sounds like a dream for my teenagers starting to drive, though.
Oh, I can only... and the lady said, she's like, oh yeah, you can be on your cell phone, you could be sending emails, and the thing is just driving.
That's all you need.
The thing is just driving you the whole entire time. I probably want to go a little faster than that thing's going to go, but yeah. So very interesting. If that's your flavor, if you don't like dealing with people and you just want to pay you get the loan and you just load your, the check that they give you or whatever, certified check, you just load it into the app.
So you could like Uber people and you don't even have to do anything. You could be doing a whole nother job and Ubering people.
No, you can summon the car. I forgot to tell you about that. So if it's in the parking lot and it's raining, you press a button, the car will pull out of the parking space and come to the front of the restaurant. Exactly. No one would have to run out in the rain. You can just summon it. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's terrifying for me.
It's crazy, but Jaden is happy. He got his Model 3, his black on black. Yeah, so we got the certified pre-owned warranty with it and everything. Okay. We got the best. I think we got the best bang for his buck that he could do, and he's like super stoked, man.
Hey,
the kid deserves it, man. He works so hard and working as much as he can and going to school to be a pharmacist and everything. I'm super proud of him. So
that's awesome. Yep. So awesome. Well, thanks, James. No.
I don't know how we got on that, but if you want to know some crazy stuff about Teslas, you just got it.
Well, I knew that you did all the research, so I knew you two probably had whole rekindling over that.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So, redeeming the time. I thought this was very fitting. You brought this devotional up, and I just think it's powerful and so much that we can all get out of it. The scripture comes from Ephesians 5:15 through 16, which says, "Pay careful attention then to how you walk, not as unwise people, but as wise, making the most of the time because the days are evil." These days we are bombarded with opportunities that entice us to invest our time and energy. Yeah, I knew I was already in trouble from the opening line. Each day the voices of urgency cry out for every available moment. I was getting stabbed.
I know, me too.
I was reading. So many causes promise that time spent on them will reap great rewards. How can we recognize God's voice among so many competing voices? I've actually been talking about this with a couple people and trying to honestly hang around people that seem to talk to God and hear from God a lot more than I do. And I feel like there's definitely some times where I could tell you like 1,000%, you know, that's what it was. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I already do what the first two sentences say, and we're in so many directions, and I can't tell you that I've heard anything directly from God as do exactly what I'm supposed to do next, or you know, whatever it is. So I'm trying to get with some guys that, you know, that hear from God for a fact and learn from them. A fool makes unwise choices with his time. With every new opportunity that comes along, the fool chases off in a different direction, not questioning whether that is the best choice.
I had like instant replay from like the last week when I read that, just because usually I need to keep pausing before I respond. I'm talking about text messaging and all the feeds that we're all involved in. There is no reason that I have to there's no time limit on my response. Because like, what am I really asking God? Am I asking if I'm aligning with him in this, or that's definitely all me when I do that quick.
There's a couple things I shouldn't have responded back so quickly either, so happens. The loudest voice gains his attention. The fool. At some point, the fool discovers to his dismay that he has squandered the investment of his time. The days in which you live are evil. Marriages are under tremendous pressure. Families are disintegrating. Multitudes are dying each year without hearing the gospel of Jesus Christ. Investing your time wisely is critical to you and to those around you. Foolishly spending your time in sinful or wasteful pursuits can cost you and others dearly. Often it is not evil pursuits that rob your time. Rather, the temptation is to sacrifice what is best for what is good. The enemy knows that blatantly tempting you with evil will be obvious, so he will lure you with distractions, leaving you no time to carry out God's will. He will tempt you to so fill your schedule with good things that you have no time for God's best. I was like a bloody mess by the end of this, getting beat up.
Me too.
You may inadvertently substitute religious activity for God's will, pursuing your own goals for God's kingdom instead of waiting for his assignment. Yikes. Time is a precious commodity. Be sure to invest it wisely.
Yeah. When we were trying to come up with with a topic to talk about, and I went to this, I was like, and you were like, run it, because it spoke to me in so many different ways. On when you were speaking at Oasis last Sunday, they read the Message version of like Philippians 13. So as soon as we talked about doing this, I looked up the Message version of Ephesians 5:15 and 16. 15 says, so watch your step, use your head. 16 says, make the most of every chance you get. These are desperate times.
Yeah.
Any time that I act out of self, it doesn't usually work out well. Whether it's a decision, an answer to a question, or it's not the best it could have been if I don't pause before I do any of it.
Well, I guess, to that, I think that it's always how are we going to spend our time? What's the best use of our time? And even sometimes when we get like burnt out, many people say, hey, you got to take some time for yourself. You got to relax. And I don't know, like, it's like, there's part of me that wants to, and then sometimes it's like I try to do that, and whether it's like watching, a certain show or something or anything just to like get my mind off, whatever that I've been thinking about nonstop. But then I even ask myself, like, is that the right way to spend my time? Because if I'm being honest, it feels good in the moment, kind of, but like it doesn't do anything for me the next day. I'm not like less stressed or something because I took that time to decompress, as some people say. Now, I'm not telling anyone else what to do. I'm just speaking from my personal, experience. Bonnie does certain things and she seems to have the time of her life, and it helps her out.
Like I was sitting in the chicken pen. I can do it for 5 minutes, but if I did that for 2 hours, the next day I'd be like, well, I could have done X, Y, and Z in those 2 hours, but I don't know.
And then I think it's definitely like a case by case basis on this, because I think there are, let's just be real. There's some people that like they work their job and they know that they exchange time for money and they punch a clock and it's like, hey, I have to get here at a certain time. I work the whole time. My mind is just on my work. And then when I clock out, then I can take the time to do whatever else. And I can almost guarantee a lot of those people probably aren't thinking about their job. Sometimes you do if you had a bad experience or you're worried about something.
Or it's raining like Brian right now.
Yeah.
He's like, am I even going to be working this week because of all the rain we've been having?
Yeah, so I'm sure like it comes on your mind. But I think for most of those people, they kind of just like shut it off when they clock out, and then their mind can go free to other stuff. Like when you're doing like entrepreneurial stuff, or like stuff like an organization where you kind of like set your own schedule, similar to what we do, it's almost like a 24-hour thing. And I just speak for myself. Like my mind is in a bunch of different areas because
Hey y'all, you've heard us talk about our nonprofit Hand Up to Victory. I am here to tell you that it changed my life. I don't know where I would be without it. So below is a link to handuptovictory.org. Please click on that link and go to the donations tab. You may save a life, change a life. And I am living proof. We have our gala coming up in November. We would love it if you could be a business sponsor. If your in-kind donation could be raffled off to also change a life or save a life. So handuptovictory.org. Please donate if you can.
Like my mind is in a bunch of different areas because one day we hope it changes, but like we all kind of have to do other stuff besides just Hand Up to Victory to get income for our families. And so then I'm thinking about this, and then I got to do this over here. And when it's all self-generated entrepreneurial type stuff, it's a lot of thought process,
and it wears me out.
Yeah, it does.
It's a different thing than labor, or like being mental. Like I can be physically drained, but the mental drain of I've been working for you for 13 months now. Can't believe that. But it's a different tired.
Yeah. It is, and that's another argument. Some people swear that some people swear that physical work is harder, and they think like other people that just don't do manual labor, oh, they're having the time of their lives. I'm here to tell you that I've done both, and I mean like asphalt work, roofing, stuff that will like rock you. The mental work for me is far more draining at some point than the physical labor, because I feel like you just kind of got to just like tough it out until like your shift's over, and almost sometimes my mind can go elsewhere, or I can listen to something and just like zone out while I'm doing the physical labor. There ain't no zoning out in this, because your mind has to be constantly thinking about what you're doing and what you're supposed to do next. But I enjoy that.
I do too.
So I like that kind of stuff. It fuels me, but I also know that because now I only have 24 hours that like I have to do. There is even something that I kind of put off a little bit, and it came back to bite me because I'm not going to have everything I need, on the day that I need it by. And so to me, I'd almost rather just do it all, because I feel better than if I relaxed or decompressed, quote unquote, but then I'm still behind in like a bunch of stuff that I knew I should have been doing. For me, what I've been really trying to help myself try to think of it as is, I just almost ask myself, can I find a relaxation or decompressing in spending time with God, or maybe watching like a show that I know is like biblically lined up in that moment? Like, can I kind of kill two birds with one stone? Like, if God doesn't want me to do that, please let me know. But like, I almost feel like that's the only way. Like, can I find that relaxation and decompressing in reading something, or trying to pray, or reading the Word, or watching a good biblically lined up show, so that I check that off the box, and then I also got to spend time with God, and then I can just continue on to these other things that I need to be doing.
I started watching that House of David, and it is
the House
good.
of David's fire.
I just started watching.
The
I got
House of
episode
David,
1.
It's
got me
I
already.
think it rivals The Chosen. I've seen a little, almost like a podcast style thing where all those guys are in on it together.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're like kind of like helping each other do
That's
it.
awesome.
And they swear that like it's a new revolution in Christian entertainment coming, and they want to do it. You want to know the question that they talked about the whole time? Because what's the number one? It's funny. You'll have we talked about, Christians stabbing each other. You'll have the regular people that just, it's a dumb Bible story, I'm not going to watch it. But you know that Christians rock The Chosen and all that stuff, right? Why? Yeah. Why do they rock it? Do you know?
I have no idea, actually.
I hear it all the time. It's not biblically correct. Because they use some imagination and kind of like
to tell the story,
their own like assumptions between it, which I think some of the assumptions are genius.
Yeah.
Common sense would tell you that may or may not be exactly what happened, but the whole lead up and the entire story, the whole thing is exactly like is in the Bible, or even like an instance where Jesus only said a few lines, like he probably said a little more than that. So when they fill in the personality and stuff like that, I think it's genius.
He's got so much humor,
and
like
it makes
Jesus,
for like a phenomenal show. But that's what they addressed, is because that's like most people's number one knock at it. And so like, the House of David, obviously there was some of it that was, their best assumption as to what, or they like weave it like a show. I think that's super cool, man. Because what are we going to say? Oh, it's not biblically lined up, so I'm going to watch some other trash show. Like I'd rather have them put some imagination in the story, draw me in. Yeah, exactly. Draw me into it like a series, like where you can't wait for the next episode, but it's like biblically lined up and it's really the story. And it's probably a pretty good guess at most of the stuff. But yeah, the House of David, when I watched that, I was like, this is awesome, man.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that, because if I went to the movies and saw it with Mike and Cam, way back the Last Supper, not the Chosen one, it was a different one.
Oh, a different Last Supper. I know. Like, you said that one was odd.
Yeah, it showed the devil like a creature. I mean, it was just, but it was kind of made me feel some things, but I put it in one of our feeds, and the first, is it biblical? Like, it was like, and I was like, I just said it was interesting to watch. Like, I didn't testify that it was by, but I was like, I'm not making any more suggestions for movies in that feed anymore, So I was like, good gracious.
Oh, man. And you know what? But you know what that stuff does? It actually sparks my interest, and it helps me to go back into it. So one of my brothers that's leading the Bible study, he's the one that he's like, did you know there was more giants than just Goliath? And I was like, I've done read first and second Samuel many, many times. And he's one of the guys. And I was like, no, I was like, where's that at? He's like, if you read it for yourself, you'll find out. And I'm like,
I had never heard somebody tell me that. Bonnie said that to me actually the first time. She's like, if you didn't really understand what Justin said in a message, go read it for yourself. And I was like, dang, okay.
100%. It's what you should do with any message. But after I saw Goliath's family on there, and then also, on the show, and then it sparked me to go back into the whole thing, and eventually I come up on another, I can't quote it right to you now, but it's in there, in another section where there was giants in the land, and there was something else going on besides just Goliath. It was interesting to me. But it just, I don't know, kind of, it helps me to dig deeper, because even on The Chosen, I know they're going by John for a majority of that, and they do something, and I'm like, was that in there? And then I'll go back, and I'm like, son of a gun, I read that 26 times, and that little detail was in there, and they picked up on it and put it on the show. I don't know, I think that stuff is cool. So I say, kudos to them for using their imagination and, putting some good entertainment up there that draws you in. Because I don't know how long you've seen Christian entertainment for. So my grandma or my mom used to, listen to Christian music or Christian movies like 20 years ago. I'm like, Grandma, this sucks. I love you. But this is, you know what I'm saying?
It's like torture.
Yeah, it would be like the $20 budget for the movie. It would just be trash, or the music would be so goofy, man. And now, like, they make music. There's Christian metal. Like, I don't know, some people may not like or whatever out there, but it's cool, because I like to listen to some hard rock sometimes, and when he's yelling but he's talking about Christian stuff, I think it's pretty cool, man. So the fact that they can like use any genre, and Chosen, like, and the House of David, they really went all into like, hey, let's make some high budget stuff that like is good quality with good actors, and like let's put on a production that people are going to watch over and over again. Me and Bonnie have rewatched the seasons again and again. It's really good, man.
And my kids, even the teenagers are interested. We talked last episode about them wearing my HOJ shirts. Like,
that's impressive, man.
And one of Coral's friends was like, hey, for my birthday, I want one, So, I mean, it's a topic of conversation.
That's cool.
My kids go to church camp. I love that, and they're like, oh, what church camp do you go to? Who thought that teenagers ask each other, what church camp do you go to? It's usually what basketball camp or what.
No.
So I love it. You know?
You got there's a group that they would oh, you're a Christian, oh, you're a little pansy boy. They would make fun of you, man. So I never talked about none of that stuff because I didn't want to get made fun of, myself. And it's it's different culture now, man. And it's more open to that. It's pretty impressive, actually.
You got your Forrest Frank,
Yeah,
yeah. Kristen with her 87 videos. Yes. So, I mean, and it's just, I feel like it's just easier to talk about today with our kids, too.
But so I guess the point to that is, I mean, every person has to decide for themselves what that time is. Some people do need more time to decompress or time to, but then, can it become a problem? Of course, I've seen people watch way too much TV and spend way too many hours on a device, you know what I mean?
I do.
It turns into something, and then and you can hide behind that. Oh, I'm just relaxing because I had a rough day, but are we relaxing 5-6 hours a day? And
are we doing it to avoid what we need to be doing, or what would make maybe someone else's life a little easier, or are we doing it because there is a problem that we don't want to address, because it does happen that way. I mean, last week, I'll be honest, I let the dishes sit there for almost 7 days. I wasn't doing it because I felt alone in it. But I felt that my time was better spent elsewhere, when if I'd just done the dishes, I wouldn't have complained about them for a week.
Must have been something in the moon, because I left some dishes there for a while, too, until Bonnie finally did them. Got them.
It didn't happen in my house. He offered, though.
Hey. It's a start.
But I was already mad, so I was like, I got it. I need to learn to say, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But right now.
Yeah. We'll do them together. No. Yes. So, but
so each person, I guess, just close that part up, that each person needs to decide, what is the best investment of their time. And I think if you can try to, like I just said, that's kind of what I've been really trying to do. Kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Is the gym for you time with God, or do you use that?
When we're all texting and people are in, you know what I'm saying, and there's a bunch of different stuff, then my mind goes away from it. But 100%, the gym is like my time. Like if that's one thing that I do, it definitely is like.
So I switch something up at the gym. I usually, because the iPhone, I've gone to the dark side. The iPhone is my favorite, finally.
Yay.
I know. So I would usually use this for my music, but I have my Android, my personal phone. I started locking the iPhone in the locker. And what I used to end up being at the gym for an hour and a half, because I'd spend 45 minutes on the phone answering every call because it would come over this. I now hook it up to my Android, which nobody calls. So I can wait 45 minutes. I mean, if there's a fire somewhere, they know to reach me on the other number. So, I've started doing that, and that's helped me really zone in on committing to the gym. And is there really anything other than my children that can't wait 45 minutes?
Yep.
So.
And it's a temptation when it's there. You pull it up.
Oh, yeah.
Alert just went off right there.
Or you hear me read for when it reads out my text message, blah, 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 to you over the...
I know when you're like, because you'll be talking and then you trail off for a second. And I know, and you're like, yeah, and then da-da-da. And I know what you were doing.
Your wife, when I do that to her, she's like, I'll call you back later. She knows I'm doing something else.
Oh, man.
She calls me, I'll just talk to you later. And I'm like,
But you got to decide what the best use of time is. And I think if we all look at some things, we can see that, we're like that line said in that last paragraph, foolishly spending your time in sinful or wasteful pursuits can cost you and others dearly. I like that next part, like the very last paragraph on there, where it went into, often it's not evil pursuits that rob your time. Rather, the temptation is to sacrifice what is best for what is good. So I like E.T. Eric Thomas. I don't know if you listen to motivational speakers or
I
not.
do.
So he's been he's like the OG dude. Like he is. You've never heard of him?
I've never listened to it.
So he's fire, man. Like he's not. He's not
for the weak.
You're gonna like him. Everyone may not, because he's gonna yell at you the whole time.
That's what I want. Like,
you. So
you're gonna be like, oh.
So he's always been a John Maxwell style. Like, you know that he's a believer, but he didn't like maybe scream that at the top of every single piece of content that he made. But now that he's like established him, multi-million speaker, doctor, all that stuff. Now it's interesting. He does like APOC ministry. So I think he was already involved with this church, but he's the speaker. It seems like high on Jesus. He's a speaker like 2 or 3 weeks out of the month.
Okay.
And when he goes off and just his Bible messages, stop it, man. So you got to look at the APOC ministry channel too. Just fire, man. But he would used to do, thank God it's Monday. I don't know if you ever seen any of those. So nope. This is like his old series that he used to do, but that was his claim to fame, man. He was in the right spot at the right time. All those guys like Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins, they were charging for all their material. He started dropping it on YouTube, and he was like the OG, like start of that motivational takeoff. And so he would do series of videos. Thank God it's Monday, because most people hate Mondays. Right. And one of the series, I've listened to it like 30 times, man, because it was so good and it would hit me. It was, he would say, like, you got to leave good for best. You're going to have to say no to some things in order to step into something better. And it's going to hurt. Like, it's going to be some opportunities that you're going to pass up, and maybe even ask yourself, like, why did I even walk away from that, man? That maybe could have been something. There's going to be some times where, like, it's going to take way more of your time up, and you're going to lose some friends over it because they're not going to understand why you're not out there beck and call to answer every call and text message. On and on with examples. But basically, like, at what point are you just stuck doing things that you think are good, but they're really not? You're just spending so much time doing the good that it's robbing you of pursuing your best, or what God's best is for you. And man, that's always stabbed me, because I can see myself so much in that. And like, we spend all our time like doing all this stuff to even keep this functioning or whatever it is in so many different areas. And sometimes I have to ask myself, like, am I making this wise choice with my investment of my time into all this, or was there something that like I didn't hear from God because I got so busy, or there was just something else that I was supposed to do that it would have been so much better than what I thought, right? Or maybe we're pursuing something and it seems like we're making progress and hitting some goals, but then how like horrible would that be to get to the end and be like, yeah, that was pretty good, but here's where I was trying to take you to, and you be like, oh no, God, I missed that one. Like, I definitely don't want to hear that. So I think that takes an analyzation from each of us to say, what am I really doing with the 24 hours of the day? Where am I putting all this time, effort, and energy into, and does it have a payoff? Is it taking me to
what
the
results
best spot?
are we trying to get to? Yeah.
Is it within God's will and what I should be doing?
That's good. Because I've heard you say that before about, are we just going through these motions? Are we like, what is that? Pause, pray, and then proceed. But it makes me think about, just take Hand of Victory, for an example. The phone rings nonstop. By talking to each of these people for 5 minutes, gathering their information, and just trying to place them. Is that the right thing to do? Or do we need to take more time, figure out like where they came from, how many times they've done it? Is there a different direction they need to go? Do they need to go to a program first to try something different? It's just so many things, like,
correct,
because we're busy, and sometimes I'll, like today, Yvonne, was taking the phones today because we were doing this, and the jail called, and like something was like, I was running around, and I'm like, I'm going to take this call. It rang 3 times, and it was Chad McPherson. He had been trying to reach out. He's trying to get in drug, like, it was just, I needed to take that call, and it just reminded me of, I got busy last week doing 95 other things, and I told this person that, probably need to edit his name out.
Yeah,
but
just thinking that.
But it reminded me that, like, slow down, make sure you follow up with this client, because if I don't follow up with this one, I get caught up on the next one and then the next one, and it just can snowball so fast. But it was just a good reminder this morning. And then that right after that is when I read the Redeeming the Time. And then I started watching another podcast right after that, and can't tell you the church it was from, but he was talking about a book called The Effective Executive, and it's written by Peter Grecker. And I guess in the book it talked about what is your most valuable resource. And I guess a lot of the first answers were education. You can always go get, more education. They talked about money. You can always make more money. Facilities, you can always get more access to those. Plans, you can always develop more. People, no, everybody's replaceable. People are born every day. It was like going for it. And then he said, time is the only thing. And he said it's our only truly limited resource. And it's the only thing that we can really take, because we all take it for granted. There's always tomorrow. It just, it's amazing what our phones can do. When we say one thing, and then all of a sudden it's just spitting out podcasts,
Yeah, so the, and what you were saying earlier with the, should we spend other time, maybe just help a few clients in a bigger way. All this, nothing that we just said, you're going to leave this podcast saying, oh, I know exactly what I need to do next.
No.
This is all a learning experience, and you have to, figure this stuff out by trial and error. And so, like over time, you're going to see, maybe we should develop this different. Maybe we should approach this in a different way to give people, some more, curtailed time as a case manager, whatever it is. And it's like that. Like, it made me think, even in my marriage or with the kids, when I was putting, in the beginning, everything it took to get this off the ground and all the countless hours and everything, like, I would have told you I was spending my time great because I was grinding. Like, there was no relaxation, and I was doing all this work. And then, years go by, and suddenly, like, my marriage is horrible. And, I would have told you at one point, well, that's almost a waste of time. Like, they should, you already know I love you. Like, what's the problem? We got stuff we got to accomplish. We got things that we need to take care of. But, I had to learn too, well, if I want this area to be the best, not just okay or good or whatever, then I'm going to have to allot some time to it, because it's not going to be good without me spending time here. And if I want my kids to be the best position that they can be in life to win, I'm going to have to spend some time and do some things that take extra, in order to be there for them during their most important moments, to help them to get to that spot. And then there's only 24 hours. So if I want those areas to be the best, it's got to come from somewhere. And then I would feel sometimes like, oh, now I'm not putting as much as I did into work, and now we're stalling a little bit, and I'm not moving forward. So, I mean, not every area, you know what I mean? Like, we can't just spread ourselves so thin that we're putting all this time and effort into all these different things. So I just encourage anyone listening to this, don't think it's going to happen overnight.
No.
Start to make some small changes here and there, and then, see how everything is going. And then you're going to have to decide, where can I spend these certain hours, and where are they going to be the most effective into making whatever I'm putting them into the best,
the other night, I told you that, Brian and I have been talking about some things and trying to work some scheduling conflicts out. Because I never know when you're going to, answer, because we're both, super busy. And we were actually about to watch a movie, Brian and I were, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to ask him, like, hey, can I give Justin 5 minutes in text messages and just hold the movie off? And he was like, absolutely. He's like, it just bothers me when we're supposed to be doing this. And I was like, all it took was me asking for it was just like lightning struck right then, because it took was me asking permission to just take 5 minutes to be able to, in that moment, commit to work so we could have the next hour and 45 minutes uninterrupted. I mean, it was genius. But it's just little things like that, because even my kids, well, Mom, you tell us not to be on the phone, but they just want that uninterrupted time, because like you said, you hear me deter off a conversation. You can tell when somebody's not 100% involved in whatever you do, whether it be a child, a client, my mother, they can tell when you're not 100% in on whatever they're asking you to do.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, no, I love it.
That's good.
Yes. And that was all I had.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yes.
So,
Teared up a few times.
No doubt. Use your time wisely. Analyze yourself to see where some areas that maybe I'm wasting it, like the fool was described there.
Like treading water instead of,
And then maybe I'm not wasting it, but I'm putting it into areas that aren't that important, or they're not going to get me to where God really wants me to go.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Yes, definitely good.
So if you rocked with us for that whole entire time, we appreciate
Yes, we
you.
did.
Much, much love. So, guys, we just want to bring you exciting content. We want to bring you stuff that you want to hear about. You got any ideas for a topic, please put a question in the comments. Throw us an idea for a topic. Whatever you want to hear, that's what we want to put out there. We appreciate your support. You got the merch. If you want to support Hand Up to Victory, the link is in the description below, our nonprofit organization that we have here locally. And we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us. It's Justin Time with Justin Hallis.
And Austyn with a Y.
We'll see you next time.
Hey, y'all, you've heard us talk about our nonprofit, Hand Up to Victory. I am here to tell you that it changed my life. I don't know where I would be without it. So below is a link to handuptovictory.org. Please click on that link and go to the donations tab. You may save a life, change a life. And I am living proof. We have our gala coming up in November. We would love it if you could be a business sponsor. If your in-kind donation could be raffled off to also change a life or save a life. So handuptovictory.org. Please donate if you can.